Are Rivals 2 combos too easy? I mean, probably, but that's fine. Give me a sec, and I'll share my thoughts on that. The first Rivals 2 beta weekend just wrapped up, and I have a bunch of half-baked ideas floating around in my head. Instead of only picking one for a fully fledged video essay, I thought I'd get all of them out here in a more quick-fire way. If you're a Ludwig fan, think like Mogul Mail style. And if you're not, then imagine some more casual, rapid-paced videos about events, game updates, whatever, interspersed throughout the more highly produced essays, projects, events, etc. I didn't think about this too hard, and neither should you. Combos! All right, so according to Twitter, combos and Rivals are too strong. And that's probably true, but it's also something I don't think we need to worry about. This is really natural for the beginning of any game. Offense is always easier to develop than defense. Literally, every fighting game goes through this. In Street Fighter 6, not directional influence, in Street Fighter 6, drive impact was way too good at the start. Everyone was just DIing everywhere. And now, it is a chump check for the elderly, for those over 30 years old trying to play the game. Actually, now perfect parry is too good. Melee took like 15 years for people to start doing shield drops and slide offs. It's just way easier to develop offense and start labbing that kind of stuff out than it is to develop defense. In fact, that's the nature of the game. You have to start with offense to figure out what you even need to defend against. It's how fighting games work. The other thing that people were saying is that tech chasing was too good. And I actually kind of agree with this one. The devs literally said that they were tweaking techs for this patch. It's something they're very aware of, and I'm sure they will find a good balance for it. But right now, tech chasing is really strong. It's something that you're going to get caught in, and it's something that is very hard to defend against. In fact, some people are saying there's no counterplay. So see point one for what I was saying earlier, but also it's literally an early beta. Stuff will change. For a more nuanced point, while everyone that's new to Rivals, like Melee or alt players, seem to love it, I'm seeing some Rivals old heads say that 1, combos are too easy right now, and 2, they wish hit falling was better. Now, I'm not going to pretend to know all of the nuances on hit falling. From what I'm seeing, and I'm assuming that this is not just placebo effect, people are saying that hit falling isn't quite as fast. I believe they're saying due to being able to not move as fast after landing, not the hit falling itself. But the problem is, you can't both say that combos are too easy and that you want hit falling to be better, because these cannot both be true at the same time. I think hit falling is in a good spot right now. But if you did make it better, combos would only be easier. And easier combos mean going for more optimal, boring routes even more. You're not going to get the harder, more expressive combo routes that you think you are. There's an old game dev adage, which is, given the opportunity, players will optimize the fun out of a game. And right now, we need to make sure that we're hitting the balance on that. I'm not saying they're never going to change hit falling, but I am saying that saying you want hit falling better and saying that you think combos are too strong can't really go hand in hand unless we're fully adding some more defensive options to the game. Anyways, like I said before, the devs have already said that they're working on some of the general offense too easy hubbub, and we've got to give defense time to develop. You and I both know that you need to work on your wall jumps, and I need to work on my shield drop counter hits. Character balance. Anyone that genuinely thinks their character is a low tier is actually just bad at Rivals 2. I'm sorry, I don't want to be the one to tell you that it's true, but it is. The lowest tier in this game is like A. Please stop seeing tier lists and getting baited into thinking that the lowest ranked character is actually bad. No one is F tier here. I saw a tier list from Void posted. He had S tier and A. And people were taking a look at the last character in A tier, a good tier, and going, "Oh man, my character sucks. I was hoping to pick up a good one. I hate playing low tiers in every game." You hate playing low tiers in every game, but you also don't know how to read. And that's fine. It's the nature of tier lists. It's the nature of discourse. But, like, no one is bad in Rivals 2. No one is bad. I literally saw every single character in the game, which is admittedly not much. I believe 8. I saw every single character in the game in a lot of different online tournament results. Some with over 200 people entered into them, and every single character was in some of the top 8s, including ones that I saw earlier that day were totally unplayable pieces of garbage. It's fine. It was day 2, maybe. Depends on how you count betas and alphas and a leaked patch. It was barely early into the game, and it is way too early to decide any tier lists. Do you remember early Ult? The very first few days of Ultimate, people thought that K. Rool was one of the best characters in the game, and see where that got us. Just hold your horses, it's fine, and if you do commit the cardinal sin of making a tier list, if it's at least A or higher, I'll still respect it. Beyond that, some characters are just naturally easier to get to a base skill level with. That doesn't mean they're OP. For instance, I saw that Loxodon was both one of the best characters in the game and one of the worst characters in the game. And honestly, I think both are true. He's very easy to get to a very fundamental skill level with. But I've also gotten mixed with some wild options that I didn't know were possible until I got hit by them. It's fine. He's just got a low skill floor. Some characters are also tricky and complicated, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. I think Fleet's pretty hard right now because you need a lot of setups, but I also saw a bunch of Fleets like Cherry doing really well in multiple online brackets. The characters are fine. If anything, a couple characters need to be a little tuned down and a couple characters need a little bit tuning up. I don't think the character balance is perfect, but I don't think the character is unusable. As a side note with that, it's a new engine. I got messages from like 5 different friends throughout the course of Friday and Saturday telling me that they thought Clarence sucked now. And within 20 minutes, all of them then messaged back saying, "Oh, never mind. I just had to figure it out." It's just how it is. The character won't play exactly like you're used to. It's a new game engine, and that means that you're just going to have to get used to new things, even on an old character, which oftentimes feels even stranger than just picking up a brand new character. PM players are very good at Rivals 2. There's no point here. I just called this out literally over a year ago, and I'm here to collect my prize for being correct. And netcode. This is at the top of everyone's mind and what I was asked the most while streaming, which is just, how's the netcode? And it's fine. It's good. Matchmaking was good like 95% of the time. Custom lobbies to the coasts, though, had some rough rollbacks in teleporting. This is way better than Rivals 1, but it's worse than the standard set by like Slippy and Street Fighter 6. This is something that will obviously improve with the beta. In fact, this is the whole point of running a beta, is to find bugs, smooth out matchmaking, iron out some balance things. All of this is the reason they ran a beta. I'm fully confident that the netcode will be great, that the rollback will be great upon final release. All in all, I had a great time. The game is stupid fun, and I cannot wait for next month's test and for the final release of the game. Bye! I hit the wrong button. That was not my stop record button.